just me. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year's. Woo, woo, woo. How's everybody doing? Metaphysical Mama. Let's shower some love on the reading. Happy New Year, everyone. Getting rid of what no longer serves us, all old belief systems. Making room for the new. Even though this isn't really the original New Year's, but it's still a good time to clean, restart, reset, right? Lots of different calendars and cycles and systems in play. So just to introduce myself a tad, I'm Metaphysical Mama, and this is a channel of a little bit of everything and a lot of bit of nothing. So we just kind of coast the cosmic waves and allow energy and mana, light codes, information from spirit or the divine to come in and travel through, right? The universe, the collective, whatever needs to. We don't discriminate and get judgy and picky about what's coming through. I just allow it to. So if you like to get a cup of coffee or tea or a blunt, or if you don't do any of those things, just hang out and chill out, and hopefully there'll be a message for you if you arrived here. I'm sure there will be. It may not make logical sense at the time, but something may spark or trigger a memory or a feeling or something within, right, your past lives or timelines, right? Future, present, past, all kind of blends together due to the fact that time is fluid, kind of like this. We always look at it in a linear fashion. So when we can start to have the thoughts of fluidity and become a little more fluid with our thinking and allowing more, right, definitions and right, versions, new versions of things that we haven't looked at them before, right, different ways of perception, right, of perceiving, more like, right, like a child, being more childlike. Think when you're like in nursery school or your children are, it's like, right, we're just this open, like, imaginary system absorbing everything and creating and playing, and we kind of forgot how to do that. We just want that instant gratification, right? We want it, and we want it now, and we want everything sugar coated and flashy, right? That's kind of human nature. It's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, right? We want everything sparkly and flashy, and now we don't want to wait. We don't have any patience. We get upset if anybody else has something that we feel like then we should have, or how come somebody else is doing something with somebody else that they're not doing with us. So, right, feelings of jealousy, right? That green monster. I got Malachite right here. Green-eyed monster. Right. So we're gonna get into I don't know. I was actually cleaning my room and I got this burst of energy to clean, and but Spirit said hop on and just do a New Year's energy reading. So that's what I'm doing. I just jumped on in. So welcome, and let us begin. So before I popped upon the station here, the channel, and please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can get notified where I come on here, or just check out Metaphysical Mama. We're working on the website. It's metaphysical-mama.com. You can pop it up, but it's totally piloted right now, so it's just there so we have a space to play on, and more to come. Lots more to come. So, but little by little, and then again, maybe not, spirit and divine may be like, cut the whole cord, cut the whole thing, and we're gonna, make a U-turn and do a whole something different. So never know. This is where we just let go, because we don't know which way we're going. We just have to be fluid. It's like, remember in Nemo, and the turtle's like, great, give me some, what does he say? Give me some head, noggin, and don't be perverted. Dude. And he's like, just follow the stream, right? And Nemo's father was so nervous, but he had to learn how to let go and just let the stream take him, right? And then afterwards, he ended up being a little bit more lighthearted, right? He wasn't so uptight and tense about everything, right? He wasn't so worried that Nemo was going to get hurt. He trusted his son a little bit more, right? That his son could make decisions for himself, right? There's a saying, right? They say the road to hell is paved with the best intentions, right? 606. So sometimes we mean well, but we're constricting and we're holding on a little too tight, right? Whether that's energetically or due to, right, fear from being left alone, things again, right, that are in the past, right, that could be haunting us, right? The things that are haunting people are things that if you have things coming into your dreams and into you could be dreaming while you're awake, right? That's thoughts and feelings and things coming through, right? Everything's like a channel, a stream, an energetic stream, or like a radio frequency. So sometimes spirit and our past is coming back, right? As current, to let us know these are the things we need to take care of. It's like, hey, hey, you need to, hey, take care of me. 707, 0000007. Right? But if we ignore that stuff and we just keep wanting to keep moving forward and like, nope, we ignore it and well, now there's a big pile of shit there. Again, that's like feeding off the sugar. You want to eat all the sweet stuff, but you're not taking care of the shadow side of self. Right? That makes you alcoholic. It's a behaviorism. Right? Again, the switch in the word, because most people are like, whatever, No, but that's very, very true. It's just the term of usage for a behavior that everyone's gotten used to, being very codependent. Right? Very comfortable no matter what, even if it's a negative situation. Right? We get comfortable and it's like, yeah, but what am I going to do? I can't ABC because then XYZ. And if I 1, 2, 3, well, so most of the time we cut ourselves off before we even allow ourselves to try, because, right, we build up a fear within us, inside. And that's us telling ourselves we're not good enough. We can't do it because we're supposed to be blah, blah, blah. Or, right, or somebody else is expecting da, da, da. Right? So it's not the complete opposite flip. We don't just let go of everything and be like, oh, fuck everything. We're just going to be lazy pieces of shit. No, it means we're going to let go of what no longer serves us and not keep holding on to, right? It's like mommy's boob. Constantly having to suckle, right? Being dependent on other feminine energies, but not acknowledging one's own emotional body, which is their Eve, which is supposed to be, right, subsidiary at their side. We're supposed to have control a little bit more. We're learning, I get, right, how to have control over the emotional body, the vessel, so we don't get swept up in the undertow and carried away out to shore, away from shore. And we think we're still, right, in a logical place, but we've been out to sea, so to speak, for a long time, right? Dead Man's Sea. This is like, right, bring back, bring back. That song keeps playing in my head. Bring back my body to me. My body lies over the ocean. Right? It's like our astral body. My body lies over the sea. My body lies over the ocean. So bring back my body to me. So imagine like every wave that comes out and comes in is bringing back what you're missing within your own skin, right? We have to be playful again, like children, and use our amazing, grandioso imagination. Like we got Buddha here, right? I choose to focus on the lighter side of life because our first thoughts can be really negative and scary. They usually always are. It's like, oh my goodness, da da da. Or, oh, right? Think of all the ways that we feel when something so-called negative or that we don't like that makes us feel uncomfortable happens, right? What thoughts and feelings come up with negative emotions? And what do we do during those moments? What's our pattern, right? Like a choo-choo, like what's our train of thought? Once we feel a certain emotion, once we detect, right, when you feel angry, write down the different feelings that we feel, right? Anger, anxiety, nervous, worry, which are similar but different, right? Frustration, right? When we don't know how to communicate, that's really, and we're like, that's really what we're all, really, that's the truth of the matter, having, right? What we have here is failure to communicate due to the nature of everyone running off the program of fear. And people can say, I'm not scared, but it's fear. The acronym again is false evidence appearing real, right? Write the word fear out. And then the word false, right? E, evidence. A, appearing. R, real. Right? And Vikings and Nordics and the old school always operated off of verbal narratives, vibration, etc. The giants, the stones. Think of Stonehenge and Machu Picchu and all these ancient relics and all these very ancient, humongo structures and architectural, right? Like Adam's calendars, sundials, right? Time cycles. They're different calendars for different cycles on of the cosmic clocks. And how did they get here, right? Didn't we build from the center of the earth up, right? But where'd the center of the earth come, right? The Big Bang. So all the different, right, origins of formation, which then developed consciousness, right, after creation, right? Because how does creation create? And then man, right? We use what creation and the universe and Mother, Father, God and material, right? And our, right, our Adam and Eve bodies. We have awesome, amazing, like, right? We can manipulate and hold things and drop things and pick them up and, right? Hold a cup and bring it to our mouth and sip it. That's manipulating things, right? That's not always bad. A lot of the time, right? It's like we'd use that for good. So not everything's bad. It just, any energy just depends on how we as people, right? The government, we the people, use it, right? And I say knowledge is power, right? So, but how are we using that power? It's like, this is beautiful. And I have like my, right? My nice little, this is calm for me. My things that are, the energy speaks to me. So it's like the things that I have around, which may some, right? Some use those words altar and what have you, right? So if we say altar, okay. So like, right, here's my little, like, but it's not really, it's just my top of my, and they're all important things to me, right? I have my little, I got on YouTube right now, pretend snow in the background in a fireplace. It's so calming. But right, we can put our imagination and like it's like I have that in the background with my candles. And I'm cleaning out my I started cleaning my little area here. I think I'm gonna move my desk and little table vice versa around so my desk is facing the window. So I feel a little more energetically in the flow. And yeah, I'm just right, like moving some stuff around to let some energy flow. And that's what I'm hoping for the whole year too. Not that I rely on hope or anything, because I don't like that word so much. Big difference between hope and faith. You know, hope is in Pandora's box. Hope was left in Pandora's box. And most of us fear what we don't know. And some people, let's just be real, are just straight up motherfucking assholes. It's like, you're an asshole. There's an asshole. I got nothing to do with anybody's nationality or skin color or any other handicap, because we all have handicaps. We all feel uncomfortable in our own skin. We all have had some kind of experience where we, depending on the consciousness and who we are as a being, right, we get given different challenges, right? Like this rainbow skull. It's like, right, to grow our soul. The rainbow represents our soul. We don't get, right, there's a saying, right? We don't get what we can't handle. We may get upset about what we get. We may not have got what we wanted or what we thought we wanted or what we should have had. But I guarantee you, right, if you look a little deeper and allow yourself to take a second or two to go through all those thoughts and feelings, that baggage, right? Bilbo Baggins, right? It's like you fucking get rid of those shit. It's like you put that weight down. And you still got two beautiful new swords, right? Almost like as gifts to give to someone else. And you have your own that's nice and clean. Because in order to move forward, you have to be able to look at, right? We have to be able to look at one's reflection within. That's like our right arm. This is your sword, this right hand here. This right arm, that's right. Sword swing. So as long as, right, if you're gonna harm something, that blood is always going to be on that sword. So until one's conscious is clear and can look at one's own reflection instead of chopping away at others, right? Then one has the ability to move forward and hold these other two swords, right? With a humble pride that brings balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Because we're in a judgmental state and a very prejudiced state, I say, right, against each race, against each whatever vibration that we don't understand. It's just been a constant fight, right? World war. A house fighting against oneself is going to divide. It's going to fall apart. So we have to go through our stuff, the stuff that we don't feel good about, right? And once we start to, it's like, look, he's like taking off layers. He like has a layer held around his back there. Right? So it could be other stuff that we're like holding on to of other people's or other person, places, or things that don't belong to us. Right? Guilt, etc. Letting go. That was the other card that we pulled before too. Right? So letting go of judgment. Letting go of judgment of ourselves, right? Putting the swords down, putting the bats down. Right? Choosing to focus on the lighter side of life. But that doesn't mean that we ignore the bad and we're only going to deal with everything that's great and sugary and glittery and we want it down. And if anybody wants us to, we're going to and then we're going to make something look like something else and inflate prices and because there's so much gambling going on. Again, this is the addictive mind of a codependent, immature, emotional alcoholic. This is the behavior of the whole world. This is the collect. This is the world. This is a world. This is a world sickness. That's why the virus. There's not any. You're right. You have to go through what you have to go through. You can't take a shot. You can't pretend. It's like, why there's so many variants and this and that again, or how come, right? Oh, another shot. Oh, another vaccine. Oh, one more. Oh, we don't end. But now, makes sense. You just want to make money and make mayhem, and I don't find it funny. So sometimes we need to make boundaries, right? I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Right? It's like if we have a bully in school, or if we have a child that's acting out all the time, sometimes beings need to learn the word no. And no, you can't make another deal. And if you go get a gang and try to like gang up on everybody, or just sit still and pay somebody else to go do some stuff like gaslighting and gang stalking and right spell work and all this other stuff, because they use this right like determined and etc. Well, again, first rule is always do unto others as you would like done to you. Do unto thy brother as you would like done unto you. So some of us are here for karma, for that purpose, because some motherfuckers have done that for so long. Now they're getting those tastes of their own medicine, and they don't like it, and then they cry victim, right? They play the devil's triangle thing, right? They have to, or this is also like Atlantis or Bermuda Triangle, or in what was it, 1916 or whatever, when that ship disappeared. They were using they learned that you can't jump time that way. But these are all interchangeable positions, right? It's like you can keep changing the mask. You can have one mask on the front of your face and the other on the back of your face, and then quickly switch it from, the crown to war. Villain, there has to be something going on. There's a bad guy or something bad. There's something. What is it? Oh boy. And then who are the victims? Is it the people? Is it someone you love or care about? Oh, I hurt my fingers cleaning. Sorry about that. Right? And then they know the answer. You're safe over here, but they're the villain. They're the ones that are setting this whole triangle up, right? The pyramid of power. And if you start to find them out, this is like typical narcissist thing too. Then if you start to tell a narcissist, call them out on their shit, or tell somebody like, okay, now you're on to them, right? Then they play victim, then they cry wolf, then they tell somebody else that something else is going on. Now you're the fucking villain. Da da da. It's like, you ever tell anybody? You ever been in that third party where you're really good friends with people and one of them's cheating? You're like, do I say or don't I say, or oh my god, or right. And then if you do say, they're all grateful for you for saying, but then you become the bad guy, because then they always go back to them, or we go right, and then, or we're embarrassed about, right, if we do go back to that person, then you might be embarrassed about to the person that told you what was going on in the beginning. So now we're like, right? But we're really mad because of how we're, not because of that person, but that person gets the brunt of it, right? Usually. Or if we're that person, right? If you've been that person to help a friend out, or a family member, like, so-and-so's cheating on you, or I saw it's like the worst position to be in. And it eats you up to know something like that and not say anything, because then you're betraying your friend or family. But then once you do say something, you're right. I'm the bad guy. That Billie Eilish song, right? So this is an old formula, right? This is like physics. So metaphysics. Welcome to metaphysics. It's a little everything all over the wall. Sorry. Please like and subscribe. I love ya. I love your soul tribe. So good. It's like, we all know this shit. It's just, and sometimes when we're in it, we're the victim. It's so hard to get out. It's like, how the fuck do I get out of this corner? I see myself as a hero and a savior, and there's this villain over here, and what the fuck do I do, Rocky? Bullwinkle? I don't know. So we have to remember that we carry the keys, right? I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. That's a good thing to remember. And that's a pretty beautiful mandala, or whatever you'd like to call it. Next card is purpose. I know what I'm here to do. These are good New Year's spirit freers, we'll say. Closet cleaners. Getting the skeletons out of our closets. The closet monster, the cookie monster's in there, ain't cookies. And that's like, yeah, don't let the mother, don't, anything that feeds off fear and whatever, again, they're feeding off false evidence appearing real too, because they don't want to deal with what they have to. So sometimes we got to be like the nursery school teacher or the mommy, and it's like, yeah, nope, we said no, and no means no, and we don't care how much you stomp your feet or pound, or you're going to tell stories about us. It's like you just close the door and walk away. And as much as it hurts, because it does hurt, it's like when our children are mad at us and they're like, you're a jerk, I'm never talking to you again, blah, blah, blah. But haven't we been that kid too? That child that our parents, right, invaded our privacy, or like that we were so mad at that we were like, I'm never talking to you again, or you're the biggest, meanest person ever in the whole ever being existence, right? So, I mean, we all go through moments of feelings and stuff, but most important is to learn how to forgive, let go, and, you know, hypothetically put the shoe on another foot, right? Put your foot on another's shoe, whatever. But when motherfuckers are trying to steal other people's shoes and take other people's destinies and love and life and, right, shine and talent and husband and wife, and try to make all these, right, like, agreements, shaking hands, and deals behind the, right, behind the veils. I was like, whatever. But again, eventually that's it, there's a boomerang, and that rubber band catches up to you, and it's about to snap you in your ass. So you guys just remember that and just keep swimming. Like with Nemo again, right? Just keep follow the flow, right? Let it go. Let yourself go. Slow and low. That is the tempo. Little Beastie Boys. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Part of my singing. It's not the best or anything. It's just, just supposed to be fun here. So I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Now, this is real important. This is an important card all year, but we about to get more physical, right? Let's get physical. Metaphysical, physical. We're going to start to recognize our body, what we do with our body, the consequences of the things that we, right, put out from our vessel. A little more awareness, so we're not just leaking our thoughts and our feelings and our fluids everywhere without us being open-minded and fluid, because every action, right, is a science, law, hermetics, universal law. Every action has an equal or opposite reaction, period. And a thought is an action. A feeling is an action. It's energy in motion. So if we're ignoring things, or we're spilling cups all over the place energetically, right? We all have different like valves that are kind of opened and leaking, and then other areas where we're blocked. And as we go through them, right, we're swimming through different portals. As we go through them, these are figures of speech, right, metaphors, and we're literally doing them. They're actions. Even if we're standing still, right? If you go to a psychotherapist or a social worker, or a psychiatrist, or a hypnosis, or even if you go to yoga and go, right, meditate, exercise, where are you going in your mind? You're going somewhere else in your mind while you're doing something with your body. Right? If you're making love, other people, right? There's a lot of other, right, like needing attention. It causes a lot of damage. There's no like prejudiceness against any of it. It's like because it could be absolutely fun. It's absolutely beautiful. Our bodies are beautiful. But when motherfuckers aren't respecting us and our bodies, yo, stop just fucking just doing that. Stop. You're worth so much more. That's what's like, it's like, And I don't, I'm very aware, like, right, people, we've all been like, say, because we were coming out of that patriarch, of that feeling of being, again, that forceful nature of like, we've coming out of Atlantis, right? It was like there was an agreement, like that we knew that it had to be very masculinated. We had to allow the tyranny because there was the two atoms, the Big Bang. So the two that come together and right, like Cain kill Abel, the two, it's like a constant fight, duality. But they did it, and then we got Eve, party of three, right? The emotion comes involved. And then they don't want to acknowledge that because then that's too much, right? It's too much. Too much. But it's necessary. So little by little, we honor the physical vessel that enshrines our soul, and we start to look at things, right, again, and let go so that we're able to free ourselves, right, from self-fulfilling prophecies, right, from self-imposing imprisonment, right? I know what I am here to do, right? I'm here to honor this fucking amazing physical. Look at, we have skin, organic skin that grows with our soul. How does that, like, look how our bodies have grown from how we were born from, right, a physical mom, and then how, like, whoa, isn't that like a miracle and magic? That's something to very much like, here, right, have, I love myself. And I see myself in everyone. It's like, we're fucking amazing. We're all different, but we're so amazing. Like, how fucking cool. How everything, right, is like in this motion picture, right? I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to, right? It's like, wait a minute, I remember how to, like, I love creating. It's not about, like, and then we all take pride in our work, right? What we're passionate about, things that we feel are not okay and out of balance. We stand up for, like patriots. But being a patriot is also a sin, right? Just like having to hope or being at the wishing well, right? Instead of acknowledging what's going on within. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And this is, right, everything's spiral, right? Cone. A galaxy, right? A star that's born, a baby, everything, a seed, everything spiral. Spiral in, spiral out. And this was, right, oh, this was on the short I did. I did yeah, spiral. Well, I feel good. I feel good. I knew that I would now. Oh, 33. I just happen to look at the little clocky. I feel good when I can help others. And sometimes we're like, yeah, but I'm feeling alone, right? I'm the victim. I need help. Nobody understands me. I just wish somebody would listen. I just wish somebody was there. I just wish somebody would care. I just wish somebody knew what I felt like, but nobody knows. Everybody's a villain, and I need a hero. Right? Wow. But we all go there. We all feel like that, but we don't want to get stuck in that. And then a lot of people feed off that, right? The boy that cry wolf, right? But when we remember, I know that I am never alone. We're all connected to this earth. We may feel like we're alone. We feel like Mother, Father, God, Divine left us. We feel like, but we wouldn't be walking around upright, being able to breathe, be mad, and have all this confusion if they did. Right? They just kind of let us grow into our own skin without, right? It's like if somebody's constantly telling you what to do, then aren't we a slave? Right? We had to be given free will. Right? in order to learn from our mistakes, right? I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So does Mother, Father, God, right, is the divine upset with us for making mistakes and feeling like a failure? No, we feel like a failure. Are we a failure? Absolutely not. They look at us like fucking amazing creatures and beings, and they're like, what the fuck, right? So now again, we're letting go of the old, and only we are attracted to those people who serve our highest good, right? And to boost our self-esteem, a good mantra: I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others, right? And what are they? And happiness is a choice. Every moment we have the ability to go through our shitty thoughts and feelings, and then, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do something to like turn that shit around, right? I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna keep my mind off it, or maybe just lay down, take a bath. We need to take care of our mental faculties and our emotional bodies, just like we do our children, or animal, when we care for anything else that we say we do, and we take care of. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. When we're able to acknowledge that happiness, it's like, woo! But we're also aware on a real level that we're not always going to be happy. It's like, I'm not always going to feel happy. I'm going to go through shit that's like, right? And so it's like, okay, now I got to deal with whatever. Right? It's just like, oh, now I got to go to the bathroom. So I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go through my shit, my emotional and mental garbage that's built up. Right? The stomach and the brain work much, much, much the same and are always in communication. And if the emotional body is overwhelmed, it takes over, right? Just like it did the Black Sea. Right? We allow our emotional body to overflow, and then what? We're knocked over. I almost knocked my candle over, right? Yeah. And then all that salt just is dead. Right? Kills all the agriculture kids. Like, now you're going to be searching for minerals and nutrients and stuff because why? Because we depleted ourselves. We let our emotional body get way past, and now we think that we're so smart. We think we know. We think, right? It's like I love that one. It's like the King of Cups from Alice in Wonderland deck. He's like floating in the ocean, holding his cards, like, yep, like he got it all together, but he's like on his throne, floating away. Yep, still, it's like the Titanic when they're playing the violin. We'll just keep playing. Just do, right? I mean, which was sweet. They were doing it to keep everybody calm. However, I'm just saying, right? Like, it's like, but it's kind of like but they were doing it on purpose. But ignoring, again, subtle differences, the reason why. Intention behind what we do inside is a big, big reason whether we do or do not hide, right? Behind a mask, right? The mask is the new tyranny. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Fuck yeah, and energy never lies. People do. And we don't always mean to, or we do because we're scared, because we're like, oh, they're not gonna like us, right? Think about like when we're like, how you doing? Fine, right? Even if we're not. So it's like little, did you? No, right? Certain stuff we just, right? I accept that everything happens in divine order. Just a little patience, yeah. And so in the Starseed deck, we got a new Earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. All right, remember what you dream. Empathic Starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So they've been like injecting us with a lot of their poisoning the waters so that we're covered with all their dirt, so to speak, right? We're like sponges absorbing, right? So now it's like, right, add time to the water, THYME. It's a natural viral cleaner. And just imagine it swirling right through our waters, inside your body, inside your mind, maybe a little rosemary and peppermint as well. And this is just mentally in your mind, imagine these things. If you like to, yeah, drink some peppermint tea. Drink some tea with a little thyme in there and a little sagey. So good, especially the lemon ginger tea. Add a little like thyme and a little sage, a little cayenne pepper, a little bit of maca, a little agave. I use sea moss sometimes. I like this elderberry sea moss I just got. It's really good. You know, so it's like play with your herbs and your spices. A little bit goes a long way, and it cleans the mental, emotional, and physical and spiritual bodies, which in turn also cleans out the astral plane. Because as we cleaned our mind and our gut, right, the brain and the tummy, everything else naturally follows suit. Know what I mean there? Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Right? It's like, back up, Becky. You guys watch Yellowstone? I love that. I saw last night they had commercials like they had t-shirts or something like, don't make me go Beth on you. I fucking love her, of course. Oh. Right? And envy, that green-eyed monster. Same color as money, right? And then that word time, T-I-M-E, mimics and looks like, can look like, or sound like, right? If you quickly go by, the herb, T-H-Y-M-E, Mother Nature, but amniotic fluid, right? Uranus, Saturn, the moon. The fluid of time is different than the herb. And the herb was here before the man. Wow. Right? Little differences, right? Between earth, sea, sky, land, soil, rock, volcano, cave. Right? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So here, let's pull. Well, let's hear it. Actually, let's read A New Earth and Empathic Starseed. Uh-oh. Are you going to hang out there for me? Cool. And here, I acknowledge my fear. Right? We're going to take a look at that shit. And we're going to replace it with insight, awareness, and we're going to light that fire within and be creative motherfuckers. Because that's what starseeds do. And a new earth is about to begin. Whoop, whoop. LMNOP. So bear with me. And please like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Appreciate it. So we see ourselves grow as well. You know, and I'm aware they got lots of stuff like, right, block my channel and take my shit. And they've been doing that for a long time. And that's okay. I'm learning as we go through it. So I appreciate you very much for showing me, right, the manipulative ways of how the internet also mimics Mama's Akashic Library, right? Worry. I am learning that worry does not change an outcome. And either does fidgeting around and trying to, right? It's like Biff with the frickin' sports almanac trying to change things around and act like it's a different way, right? Blame. We aren't doing that shit. We accept responsibility. So I don't want to believe any poisonous shit that someone's trying to make me drink or force me to. Or this is it. Yeah. That's not a friend. But sometimes other, right, beings are in our life for a reason, right? Or a season in order for us to gain right? A challenge. It's a challenge. So we're confronted with our polar opposite, right? The adversity, the devil, something that's right. Oh, yeah. Right? I expect. Never don't. Expectations suck, dick. And those are all dick fours. Yeah, knee slappers. Right? What's a dick for? Ha 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 ha. Sorry, little funnies for the New Year's. All right, so adversity, right? I accept that challenges are the best way to learn, right? If somebody's just like, oh, here you go, here's the answer all the time, da da da, do we grow? No, hell no. I want to expand my conscious and my awareness. In order to do so, we need to go through struggle and pain. So it's not always because we're mean and bad, right? Adversaries, right? Sometimes it's because we're learning, right? Our soul is growing, we're learning, right? So we can release all negativity and remember that we are beings of love, and we would like our pieces to come back to us, and we are beings of peace, and we remember how to breathe both ways and let go of all the beliefs that we think we know, and be a little more consciously aware of what we do and say, right? And then we're taking the mighty purple path, the abundant way. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So we want to be careful with desire, because that can make a fire, right? But that is how we manifest. Anything we think and feel does appear. So that's why we need to be a little bit more consciously aware, and then we'll be given more gifts of the soul here, right? Remembering how to use sound resonance, right? Frequency, vibration, in order to heal ourselves and the rest of the nation. The plurals. All right, so I'm going to read this and I'm going to depart, and I really wish you all the most happiest every present moment. Even the struggles and the challenges. Yo, you ain't here for no reason. Remember who the fuck you is. You always up against the cross, right? You always got wood inside to burn. No wood, no fire. Chop wood, drink water. Be fluid. Your sovereignty is coming alive. Right? The remembrance of who we are inside. Oh, they got me rhyming like a mother goose on the loose. Nutty squirrel girl at your service. All right, so it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction, right? Just tread water. Don't worry about what direction you're going or what direction you're in, right? You just want to be able to swim freely and be fluid. In the skin you're in, right? Remember, I honor the skin, the vessel that enshrines my soul. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds. Dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith, right? Not rely on hope, which can be tricky. It's like, oh, I just hope everything goes to. That's like very misguiding, misleading. You get led into the wrong arena there. having faith and trust, and like it's like wait, let me go through. I know this is like great. It feels yucky, it looks yucky, and but more I breathe and go through this moment of contradiction and right constriction, the more I breathe, the more I clear. I remember I have control right here. And breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth at least 3 times, and deeper out than you do in. Breathe it out. Get the nasty energy out of that skin and transmute that energy into the violet flame and just let it go. No labels, no names. And they're going to come up and through, and you're going to see certain things, but just keep letting them go. And the more and more you practice that, the easier it'll be. Right? Everything is practice makes perfect, and nothing ain't perfect. You just do however it works for you, right? We can only share our tools, and you may have your own spin on it or your own thing, right? And it's like, and if that works for you, fucking A, that's what works for you, right? Woohoo! We all win. All right. Let's see. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift, right? Remember that. So that's how we take our power back too, right? Your soul, right? Connect with your soul. The heart and soul are never apart. Whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation, or through working on a new project, job, or creation, keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. Absolutely. And to carry hope is good. It's just, we don't want to live off of it. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in a times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that you've been working toward what you've been working toward for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch all that you've so carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. And Starseed Soul Inquiry. Here's a question for you, I guess, to ponder. How can you keep holding the vision, right? Don't allow other people, places, and things to distract you to the point, right? And I have a very hard time with that too, because we're empathic star seeds. Like right now, I think someone's trying to get my attention. So, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. I'm gonna let's read that, and because this is going to be an important lesson, I'm sure, about boundaries. Energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Empathic starseeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything beyond being here, right? It's like a mom, and right, we're here when people need us, and we end up cleaning up. We kind of are caretakers of, right, people, places, and things, dimensions and states of being, right? All different, right? Whatever that may be, all different, right? They don't need to do anything but beyond being here, thanks to the energetic change their physical presence causes. Now remember that, because again, we're absorbing a lot of information, and sometimes it's very important, starseeds, to take that time of solitude, to clear your energy, get all that electromagnetic debris out of your auric field, right? All that static. So otherwise it's like leaving the door open and the window. We constantly have a cross breeze, so we're allowing like whatever to come in and attach to us all the time, and then we wonder why we're feeling horrible. It's because it's like being in the dryer with no with no bounce sheet, with no fabric softener. Everything becomes static. And then again, people call us the villain, but they're the ones, and a lot of them have that awareness, like wizards and warlocks and other, and they're not all bad or anything, but again, like a lot of beings use energy in non-nice ways, like fucking dick fours. So yeah, that's all. It's like when you're an asshole or a dick four, we're just gonna call you what you are, and that's it. A little brat, a little bully brat that when they don't get their way, they're gonna stomp around and make like the Big Apple gang. So don't allow them to pull on your heartstrings, right? And make you feel guilty and bad and like, oh, because it's like sometimes, yeah, it's like, but this is where we have to have discernment. Do I need to help them right now? Or am I learning how to create a boundary for myself? Because sometimes this is about learning how to say no and deal with that uncomfortable feeling, even though we feel like somebody's depending on us, somebody's expecting us to ABC. Otherwise, if we don't, they're going to get mad, right? Blah, blah, blah. But we always have done it. So now we set it up. So now they expect it because we always did it. So now if we stop doing it, blah, blah, blah. So, right, no, this is where we stop doing that, man. When we're at indecision, look, use our intuition in all aspects of life. Breathe, and remember you have that power. Don't get too tangled up in all that because this is where we're learning, they're learning, we're learning, everybody's learning to let go a little, leave a little room and space. We don't want to be in the butt crack of space between two butt cheeks. Yeah. Ain't no air in space. Sliding down a monkey's butt. Ew. It's like, get out of there. It's a big butt crack. NASA. No kidding. Nasty boys. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Well, that was a pretty funny one. Doubt. And I release the need to know all the answers. Yeah. Right? We just learn to laugh a little. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Right? And if we're judging somebody, that might be part of our path and challenge, right? To learn how to deal with that uncomfortable feeling, right? Instead of being fucking so judgmental and so etc., right? It's like, okay, well, maybe somebody's acting out that way because something happened to them. Maybe they don't have the tools that they need because somebody's been taking advantage of them and told them it was something else. Maybe they need a little time and patience and nurturing, right? I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I don't have to control it. I don't have to know all the answers. I just have to know, like, right? Challenges we're all going through are for reasons of soul growth, right? I can surrender my need to control. Surrender, Dorothy. Oh, awesome. And the next, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. All right, just ended the new year, beginning of another, right? As far as the Julian Gregorian calendar goes. And cycles too. It's the beginning and end of a whole shit ton of things. Birthing a new earth. I mean, it really is the death and rebirth of like it is. It is. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Right? Abundance. Imagination. All right, let's finish reading. All right. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathic starseeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Totally, right? Our head's in the clouds a lot of the time. It's very hard because we feel so much empathically all the time, right? And then others yell at us. It's like we're always getting hit with lightning rods and absorbing other stuff, and then they don't understand. And we're not playing the victim, and we don't really say much. And if we did, they wouldn't believe us anyway, right? So We just hang on to it all. This is where we're going to learn to breathe it out, let it go into the waters, into the violet flame. Let it go, let it go. We don't need to know. And what we do need to know, we will. It'll come right to us. What we need will come right to us. Keep saying it, right? What I need will come right to me. I don't have to worry because I have faith and I'm aware of how, right, manifestation operates. You got this, Soul Tribe. Please like and subscribe. Puff, puff, pass. Growth is awesome. All right, here we go. Many are prone to addiction and depression, or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. Totally. We'll think other people's thoughts, feelings, we don't know how to shut our head up. All those things, those are natural if you're an empath and a starseed, right? Because we're naturally like a big magnet. So you can't see a magnet, right? The receiving end is just, right? It's just pulling up others' energy, right? We'll use the green, right? Like, here we are, doopy-doopy-doo. If somebody comes around, it attaches to you, right? We're like, oh, I feel so cranky, right? And it's like, oh, we go somewhere, we go to work. Somebody else has to do something. Other things are just things that we don't even see. Thoughts and feelings are that what makes the world. So that's always swirling around. So that is like, again, the static that attaches to us. Static. And so when they're doing, that's not magic magician, that's assholeism. Right. And they all need like rehab or a timeout or just time and space to go through their thoughts and feelings and their past lives too. They don't need us to do that. This is a one-man job. It's an inside job. We don't have to keep running to people crying wolf. Oh, there's this. Oh, that. Okay, villains. They're already. It's okay, bullies, little masochists. So anyway. Just leave them alone. Let them be. Let it be. They'll be all right. You'll see. All right. Many are prone to addiction and depression, or tend to mistake others people's feelings and moods for their own. Natural introverts. They tend to prefer spending time alone or in small groups. Crowds can be overwhelming for them. If this card appears, consider lightening the load energetically. And it's okay for you to do that. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world, especially when we have so much at our fingertips here. You are those creative beings. Don't let nobody take your thoughts and your creativity away from you, your imagination, your abundance. You. Yeah, fuck that. This is where we're taking, it's like we love everybody, but yeah, no. It's like I love holding anything, and helping anything. But at some point, it's like, right, I have to let go. I can't just keep like, if I'm helping you learn how to ride a bike and, right, it's like I'm leaning over, running next to you. Eventually, I got to let go. It's hurting my back. I'm hanging on, right? It's like I love helping you, but eventually I can't keep just hanging on, running next to you, right? I got to let go. Let go. Right? So we're going to let it go, our egos also. And our desires of the gut, right? Because that could bring us material abundance or physical, right, self-gratification for temporary moments in time. But then, right, the want of more kicks in because it's covering up what's really going on inside. Right? It's like Pinocchio, Fantasy Island. Right, heaven. Right, heaven and hell are both on earth. It's just a state of mind, just like happiness. Right? Different states of consciousness, different frequencies we're in. Right? So don't let others take advantage of you, okay, babies? That is a sin. And they're about to pay for that shit. So just keep swimming. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world, right? Do what you're comfortable with. This is about you being comfortable with you and allowing yourself to birth yourself like a phoenix. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. And this is what the whole world needs right now. So if they're going to keep tossing cookies and poison out everywhere, there are about to be a lot more lepers missing hands and arms and like fingers and like whatever else they're sticking out there, right? If you're feeling pressured, seen and unseen, and no weapon, right, spiritually or physically or in any other manner, formed against us shall prosper. And I love our another friend of ours says that, and that's a very like I love that saying. He says that, and it's like I don't know, he made it up or anything, but right, that's where I know it from. Good morning, my beautiful. We have awareness of him, Robin Hood. You can ring my bell. I never know to say anybody's name or not, so I'm just gonna say that with so much love, and hopefully the little birdie will let that travel through who it needs to get to. All right. So don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. If you're feeling pressured to keep up a certain pace, instead put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby. Do you hear that? If somebody else is making you feel like you're being pulled, and I get this all the time in 20,000 directions, I joke all the time saying, I feel like a tube of Pillsbury biscuits. And they pop them, and it always scares me. And I'm like, oh, whatever that happened, right? And then I'm like, all the biscuits stuck together, except, right, once they start getting pulled apart, that's how I feel. No, I'm not playing victim. It's like, but yep, right? It's like picking our feathers, picking our fruit, picking apart our biscuits, right? Just pulling us apart, pulling us in all directions, like fucking elastic dough that just came out of the refrigerator, way too cold. And if you pull it apart, what happens to the strands? They break. It's too much tugging and pulling. Little tug of war twins. So we need to learn to let go. And me, spirit, and you hear, this whole new year is giving you permission to do so. So give yourself that same permission, right? Mother fucking now. I give myself permission to take care of me and not allow motherfuckers to keep pulling on my biscuits. Ready? All right. For real though. So I'm going to read that again because that was a very important sentence. If you're feeling pressured to keep up, right, with any person, place, or thing, sometimes it's like, right, turn off your phone. Don't do the dishes. Don't do the dishes. It's like, I have to do the dishes. If I don't do the dishes, then what? And it's not like never do the dishes. It's just like learn to get over that feeling that I have to do that right now or else. Or else what? Or else you might start to like have a little more creativity if you stop worrying about the routines and rituals that you keep performing. Otherwise, you feel so guilty and bad if you didn't get it done. And then did you need to do all that? It's like, as I've let go of so many things in life, it's like, well, my cabinet doesn't need to be as full. I don't really eat that food anymore because I don't eat a lot of I don't eat starchy stuff. So my body's not like, I don't drink. So I don't have, my body's not feeding off of sugar, like parasitic, right? Does like, or feeling unsatisfied that I'm at a feeling of lack. Because if we keep feeding parasites sugar, right? This is why everybody's mentally ill and has all these physical ailments and is trying to find a cure for so many things, right? But it just takes time. But it starts with the emotional, spiritual body. And then the mental faculties start to clear up. The mercury starts to clear out of the mind. Like this morning when I woke up, we got up like 5 and went for a walk this morning. And it was so foggy outside. Like super fog. And then like after I was up for a while, Harry Potter was on. It made me laugh. Goblet of Fire. I didn't make it through it. I never make it through a whole Harry Potter movie. Not one time in my whole life. But I did try, and it was a really good one. But yeah, didn't make it through. But the fog. Clearing the mental fog and allowing ourselves to learn how to soothe ourselves again when we're going through those like feelings, those emotions, again, that are like, oh, if I don't do this, right? Anxiety, worry, judgment. Someone's judging us. If I don't do this, they're expecting, right? So we gotta let go. The more we start to let go, what we do is, if I don't do the dishes, if I don't do that, if I don't check, if I don't do my hair, if I don't do my makeup, if you don't what? If you don't go to, if you don't have all this stuff in your grocery, then what? You actually might not need all that money. I mean, like whatever we have, we get rid of anyway, right? So whether we have a lot or a little, how much do we need of it? And how much more do we enjoy it when we're not hoarding it all the time? We know it's always there. And it's like, oh, well, maybe, right? Like, so then you really enjoy, right? Whatever, we are abundant. So we really enjoy things when we allow ourselves to not feel like, if we don't keep up with the Joneses, if we don't, then, right? Again, if we don't keep up a certain pace, oh, what? Then we won't be accepted by what? Society, politically, right? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen, right? Put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby, because you are, right? You're a starseed, remember. And we need, this is how we rise our divine feminine, just like we care for others, like I said before, right? We care for other people, places, and things. We have to care for ourselves with that same respect, right? I honor the physical vessel that I am in, that is enshrining my soul, right? I'm gonna let my spirit flow through and do what it has to and go where it needs to, because I have faith. I don't need to know everything. I just need to be me. This ain't no race. And there aren't any races. There's just different vibrations and degrees and volumes of, right, frequencies that we all vibrate in. Different thoughts and feelings and moods and modes, and right, so we're all in different vibrations all the time. That's it, just different colors of vibration. Like, close your eyes. Then what do you see? All right, do whatever you can to take the pressures of the world off of your plate. Switch off to switch back on, right? Just like when you have to sometimes turn off your phone or your computer, right? Upload, so you got to shut everything off so it can get rid of the shit, and then upgrade, right? And when you turn it back on, the upgrade's there, right? So sometimes we have to do like a master reboot. Same shit. Happy New Year's, same thing, right? Sometimes we have to switch it off to switch it back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more. To feel like we should be doing more, like we should be, because others have made us feel like if we're not doing ABC, we're supposed to be, we should be, and if we're not, why aren't we? And blah, da, da, da. Right. But perhaps being present in our life is enough. Isn't that how we live, after all? This could be a phase you're going through, or simply how you're being called to live your life. If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. So like we said before, right? We're kind of like caretakers of all people, places, and things, right? Animals, life, the world, cleaning up the dishes, everybody's laundry, knowing where everything is, right? Multitasking, whatever all this is, right? And then don't say anything, and no, you don't feel that way, and that's not how you remembered it. And what did you say? I think something might be wrong with you. You want to go see if we can get you a pill today? Right? That's their answer for fucking everything, right? Fucking witches. Sirens. Anyway, right? If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. So it's like, you know, the story of the rainbow fish. It's like he gave away and shared 11414, all his beautiful rainbow fins, so everybody else had something also shiny to be in. But then they tried to like bother him for his last one too. It's like, yo, my dudes, what the fuck? I already shared everything with you. Like, and you were so mad because you were all like thinking I thought out right. The rainbow fish is like you thought I was so awesome because of all his rainbow colors, but it really didn't make him feel so great, right? Like Beyonce has that song, right? It hurts to be pretty. Pretty hurts. Because then everybody just wants you for something, right? This is again why we have wives, strippers, maids, secretaries. But that's why also everything's coming into balance. That was the first card, right? Because we're not expected by any race or by your anatomy to perform any motherfucking goddamn thing. This is again about letting go. Others have held on to beliefs and like expectations of many for a long time. And then women too, females expecting a man to give, provide an ABC for you when, right, like there's a lot of different female vampire, succubus, siren, Jezebel, incubus, etc. You know, Toys R Us bitches, right? Which are all great and fine. Hey, everybody need, but yeah, there's a big difference between these vibrations. So yeah, well, it's like again, that's like the Mermaid 2. Ursula's sister. What's her name? Is it Morgana? I think it is. Eric, don't I look like her? Listen to me. Look over here. So when somebody's trying to wear somebody else's shoes, you know, the real story, I think it is it of Dorothy in Grimm's fairy tales? Might be Snow White. I think no, I think it is Dorothy. I'll have to find it. But the shoes were never red. They turned Ruby red because, right, it's like the stepsisters from Cinderella. They keep trying to steal Cinderella's shoes. So now the magician tricked them too. Or the genie that they keep using to make wishes on, right? Hanging out at the wishing well. Hanging out with the golden lamp and rubbing one out. Right now. Trying to control others' mind was a mirror. Right? And electrons. I'm morphing genetics and shit throughout space and time. Like, first of all, how dare you? Anyhow. Ain't on my conscience. So definitely don't allow them kind of motherfuckers to make you feel bad about what you need to do for you right now, which is be you and let go of all that kind of bullshit. Because they are gonna let go. Because they ain't even got a pole no more to hold on to. We in the age of Aquarius. Ain't no more age of Pisces. With Jesus being a fisher of men. Just keep swimming and ignore the jinn. All right. Do whatever you can to take the pressures of the world off your plate. Switch off to switch back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more, but perhaps being present in our life is enough. I know I already read it. I'm just reading it again because it's important for us to hear these words. This could be a phase you're going through, or simply you're being called to live your life. To live your life abundantly. Use your imagination. But don't, right, again, fantasy is great, but right, and then but balance is very important. Don't get too, right, like the ocean, over into somebody else's waters. Only do unto others as you would like done unto you. And there's a lot of things right now where we need to clear out other people's leakage into our waters and bodies of waters and astral vibrations and shit. Fields of consciousness, dream states, the different brain waves that we go into, which are, right, alpha, beta, right, theta, all these different, yeah, gamma. Delta. All right. You don't need to transmute it at all. It's okay to look after your own growth and healing before feeling you should offer it to the world. Indeed, it's necessary if you want to continue to do so sustainably. And we could feel bad because it's like, oh, well, they can't do it themselves, or and they're like, oh, you're not going to help me, or but you always did it. People are going to get upset when you start to say no. When you start to take care of you, it's like if you're like, I was a big drinker before, right? Alcoholic. When I stopped drinking, it took a long time for me to learn through a counselor. One time she's like, listen, right? The whole family dynamic is sick. When you start to heal, then they can't feed off of you anymore, right? As a black sheep or a scapegoat. So they're going to get mad because then you're going to force them to look at themselves. And it was like, Once I, it was like, scratch my head. The big light bulb went off. Ding, 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 ding. So little by little, I was able to not feel so guilty, because then I knew the toxicity, it wasn't just me. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't me. Even though I was an empath and holding on to all these energies, I didn't understand how come I was feeling so bad, and I kept trying to do everything. And then I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. And it's like, I did everything they asked. I keep trying. And it was like, what? I kind of feel like it was kind of like I watched Bridesmaids yesterday. I can relate to that girl. It's like, every fucking thing we do, it's like, and somebody else trying to one up us in that subtle way, but you can't really say anything because then you'd look like a fucking crazy bitch. So we learned to just like, let these evil stepsisters trample around, but really they're lonely too because they've been under the evil stepmother's thumb for how long? I remember one of the sisters was actually pretty nice. She just had to kind of go along with stuff. But, so, and yeah, there's a few different stories of that, right? So, but think of those behaviors, like Mean Girls or the girls from like the movie Craft. It's all the same shit. And there's lots of them. And a lot of them got, dick and balls, right? So, it is what it is, right, kids? Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you take better care of yourself energetically? Right? And that's spiritually, emotionally, all your energies. Breathing, physical. Did I say that already? Right? Feeding your dream state, your imagination, your creative aspects, right? Do you like to play music? Do you like to write a poem? Maybe you like to read a book, right? And imagine yourself somewhere else, right? Maybe however it may be, right? And it could be all those things. You may, right? Get a freaking coloring book and color. Draw. Just doodle. Do something. Plant some seeds. Put some herbs in your windowsill, right? Grow something and create something. And have you be the center, compass of all of that. True north is the center of you, right here, right in the center of your cross, right in the center. That's magnetic north. That gets moved around depending on what direction we going in, and is always changing. Bobbly bobbly bop, that compass. True north is always your point of center. Deep, your heart chakra, right in the, right, like the Adele, rolling in the deep. So I love you all. Have the most amazing day, night, present moment, new year, new you, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Everything is a moment. You decide what moment that is. There's your imagination. It's a very important tool. All right, one love, so much love, so much love, so much love. And please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And we need more subscribers. Help us grow. And yeah, and there's gonna be a lot more fun coming because I have you've seen my bed desk. I have books and notebooks and bounds and bounds and bounds, boundless amounts of fun, infinite stuff. And I'm sure all of you do too. So the more we start to like gather, and which we've been, and also honor ourselves by being in solitude, right? Then we can share our creations, share our struggles, share our experience, strength, and hope with one another so that we can keep the messages moving strong. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Don't forget that, right? If not you, then who? If not us, then who? Right? Who? If not now, then when? Right? All right. Thanks so much, Soul Tribe, for hanging out. I so honor, respect, am grateful for your time and energy and spending it with me. And again, Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. Oh, little bell for the new year. Ring, ring, ring. Got the dragon bell. All right, y'all. Take care. Mwah.